this is understandable, but the speed in which we have been involved to produce such a project didn't let us time to spend polishing and fitting images, texts, or images.
It was not the intention.
And it was not the intention. It was that intention. What Benjamin basically said. It is a frame. And the funny thing was the contract with the main broadcaster of Germany. The question was, so what if nobody calls in? And then we answered, I don't know who answered. We said, then the screen remains black. And that is the biggest
horror.
Nightmare.
That was a total horror.
That is the biggest nightmare of an entertainer. Yeah. And so we had several people who has been strongly against us. One, the entertainers, and the other side, the artists, which came from the traditional way of artistic production and filtering and editing and so on. And so in this melange of discourse, we have been part of it. Yeah? But actually, in that time when we did the projects, people didn't understood what we have been doing. That we shifted the artistic work to a complete different field. For us it was not important what was on the screen. For us it was important what was there in the totality of it. Yeah? So it was in a conceptual idea of a Gesamtkunstwerk for us more important, yeah, that what we achieved, then it was minimalized, seen on the screen. But on the other hand, experimental artists, high-profile experimental artists, have been fascinated what happened on the screen, and they have been addicted to the show. They are daily
recorded it for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah. So,
what was also interesting was it was immediately clear when we did the broadcast. It was immediately clear what kind of breakthrough it was. I mean, that was could be sensed by everybody easily that this was really the breakthrough in media art, which is kind of a funny feeling because sometimes you know that you are standing on a gold mine, and this was an incredible feeling.
No, the dangerous thing too was that what the artist community made them really feel bad about was that there was a very carefully built-up so-called interactive media scene with ZKM, Ars Electronica, and so at that time. And so if you were doing interactive media installation, it started, let's say, with 40, 50, 60, 80,000 euros. And you had 3 festivals where you could do it, and you had to have a connection to Viable or something. And he wrote books about it, what it was, etc. And then we come there and make interactive media project. We break all the theories. We show Democration Media, which everybody's talking, not doing, you know. They in the States, they say we make call-up projects with kids in the Bronx, etc., which was a fake. It was people taking money to do documentary about it, and because of political correctness, they got the money, etc., and doing an interactive installation, I don't know, with some kind of video interaction or something for an elitic audience, and then we set up this project. We had a lot of people who wanted to involve in it because they felt that they were excluded. And after that, all these theories of interactive art became obsolete, and funny enough, our project killed it. Which on the copyright level, we killed also a certain market of interactive art, which was built up very carefully. And then they're standing there and they said, okay, after Piazza Virtuale, it will be difficult to ask for another 50 or 60,000 D-mark or Eurogram to make an interactive installation with this in the background. So on one way we pushed something in front, on the other way we killed a certain market or changed the theories and showed that was different. And then we split up also, I mean, this is a different discussion, and this is also a future discussion. What do you do with copyright? What do you do? Wait, I just want to set this point so we can discuss about it. And then you have royalties, which is basically for the artistic safety that his work is respected. And what are all these social networks doing? What is YouTube? What is Murdoch doing? He's basically giving artists a platform, he's giving them a tool, but he's making them produce for free. So we're today, through these projects, in a schizophrenic situation, that you give platforms to contents, but you're taking away the material or financial resources. So this is a point where you have to rethink totally also the artistic system if you're in a collective art project, in networking or in group work, or in this media, intermedia things, how to resource the finances in future. Because taking the music business, I mean, you know it clearly in the last 5 years everybody's downloading, so nobody's paying anymore. So I'm quite happy that you have more and more live musicians who are pulling back, and you don't have these studio musicians who are living, so I'm happy about it on some level, but certain people are really doing hard work in studio, so they need their royalties. And I know big stars, I mean, they're not selling anything because everybody's copying and downloading. So this is an open discussion. This is a box of Pandora, which we also are responsible for opening it. I mean, it would have come anyway, but we were kind of part of the people who opened it up. And what do you pull out of it? How do you change it? The whole copyright system, or the generation of resources for artistic work, has to be generated in a different thing. And then somebody who studies for 3 years, I don't know, an artistic aspect, and there comes a kid and he's doing a song and he's a star, which you have on YouTube or in other places. And
rightly so, I can say.
One thing I would like to come back to is the question is, did Documenta understood what we did there? I mean, did they understand? I mean, did they understand what we were doing? What was Van Hout's position towards us? How were we treated? What kind of relation was there between the official Documenta, the high art Documenta organization, and what we were doing there? I mean, we had the central space basically occupied by our 25 containers. We had a lot of attraction to what we were doing there. We are part of the official Documenta catalog in some way or the other. And still I have that feeling that nobody understood what was happening there.
No, Jan Hout's strategy, I mean, Jan Hout was the leader of the Documenta this year, was very clear. First of all, he was Belgium, and this was a German mafia kind of thing. So the whole media scene was also connected to a Dutch-German mafia, which is Ars Electronica, etc., the Weibels, the Herzog-Naht, the video artists, those who distributed the money. And Jan Hout was thinking, because they were really hardly hassling him to get into that problem and creating. He said, who are the people they hate most, and who's the next generation? So he made a very clear strategic analysis to take the young hot dogs, which we were, and to kind of exclude or jump over this video art mafia. And so he pulled us in. He didn't like it at all, but he knew that was the strategy, to keep them out, and we would be proud enough to do a project which would pull off, you know. That was my interpretation.
Yeah. I don't think that Jan Hout was so strategical, because I think he was more emotional, intuitive, and he absolutely didn't understood, and the rest of the team of the Documenta also didn't understood what we're doing, and then maybe thought it will generate more publicity for the Documenta, so that we will document the artists and talk with the artists and film the art pieces and broadcast the art pieces. I think that was more their perception, rather as an art project itself they didn't understood.